Good day everyone, welcome to this week's video. So today we're in the Redwood forest in the Great Otways. These trees are absolutely massive. The tallest trees in the world apparently. These obviously aren't native, these are Californian redwoods. Today I'm just hoping to get some photos of some of these trees, and I actually have already spotted my first composition. Conditions today, kind of blue skies with patchy clouds. It's a beautiful day for it, definitely perfect weather for this. Got a lot of different shadows on the ground and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. So I reckon I'm gonna get on to shooting. So I found my first composition here. It's kind of looking between a line of trees towards this one really big, beautiful redwood. Mind you, they're pretty much all as beautiful as each other. I've got my CPO on just to help bring some of that glare off of the ground and off the tree itself. There are a lot of people walking around in the scene, which is a little bit annoying. It's quite busy here, so just have to wait for them to kind of move on. But that's alright, don't mind. I do like that shot. I don't know if it really works that well. Alright. I do like it a lot more in landscape orientation. So I'm at 0.8 seconds, f9, ISO 64. Focus to infinity. Try putting on my 6-stop. So this is my composition here. At the end, we've got this one redwood tree that is kind of in the middle of the frame. So I'm using these redwoods around the frame to lead the eye onto that last tree. That's the idea. And I do like how all the trees just create those straight lines going up. I think it works really, really well compositionally. I also like how these trees on the side completely frame the image, so you can't see on the outside of the trees as well. I think it works well. 13 seconds, f9, ISO 50. I actually really like how that composition turned out. I'm going to just go for a little walk, try and see if we can find anything else. These trees are so beautiful. I've got my next composition here, this creek here, leading the eyes out to these redwoods. And what I like about this shot as well is we've got a couple of those fallen redwoods. It's just a very, I don't know, relaxing shot. I don't really like how we've got all these little branches everywhere. That's not ideal. Just creates a lot of mess around the creek. The creek is leading the eye out into the forest. And yeah, a lot of greenery, I love that. Looks quite nice. So now I'm shooting this little scene of this smaller fern framed between these two larger ferns. A bit like a family of ferns. So it's quite a simple composition. Don't really know how it's going to come out. Just struck me as interesting. I'm going to have to do a HDR stack for this because we've got that highlight on the fern over there, and then there's a lot of shadows in the smaller fern especially. It gets quite dark, so first I'm going to have to expose for the highlights on the tree there, and then I'll expose for the shadows, for the midtones, and then the shadows, and that way we'll get everything exposed properly. So I've spotted this fern here between these two redwoods, and I like how the light's hitting it, but I'm just trying to get it so that it's framed properly. I don't know why I'm moving back. I want to get the redwoods on either side of the frame so it frames it. Yeah, I think that's good. Just trying to compose this frame with the fern frame between these two redwoods. 1/640th of a second f8 ISO 500. Got this little fern frame between these two big redwoods. I really like that contrast of the dark wood and the green from the light hitting the fern as well. I think it works really well. And of course the contrast of the really large to the really small. I've found my next composition. It's of a bunch of redwoods just all over the frame. There's a lot of order in it though, so it's not chaotic. And these redwoods are just so gorgeous, and they just cast these really nice shadows on the ground. Thing is that at the moment, this forest is really, really busy, so we've got a lot of people walking through the frame. So just gotta wait here until they all move on. But I will just take you through my composition. This is my composition here. It's got a bit of a dip in the dirt, and it goes up to these beautiful redwoods. This one redwood here is my main focus, but honestly with all of these in focus, the redwoods themselves are just the focus, all of them as a bunch. Today it's kind of just felt like a walk through the forest, and every time I look somewhere there's another photo. I've found another shot just down there which we'll do after I do this one. For this composition, I've got these two redwoods, this one here and this one here, framing this redwood here with all these leaves that are lit up by the sun. And what caught my eye was the light that's hitting the leaves. And then I saw the way these redwoods helped frame the scene quite nicely, and I'm a real sucker for good framing. That's why I really liked this shot. I was shooting in vertical, but I just didn't like the ground in it, and I think it just works better in landscape. The frame goes a little bit further out from the redwood on either side, but it's quite clear that the main central focus point is the trees between it. The framing on either side just helps with the composition, and it helps with the depth in the image as well, the separation from the trees and the subject behind it. My next and final composition for today is this tree here with all this greenery going up it. It struck me because the light hitting the leaves again. It's amazing how the sunlight can really make it just glow. And then I noticed the light on the trees, how they're quite patchy, and I like that too. So that works quite well. And then I've got these two big redwoods either side of the tree, help to frame it. This one adds another aspect to that as well. It's incredible looking up. It's just really, really amazing how large these trees are. Honestly, there's not much to the composition other than these trees framing the shot. And it works. There's a bit of sky in the photo, which isn't ideal, but I've managed to get it exposed properly. I'll just polarize the image. I think that's gonna about do it today. Had a really good time today. That's the second video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.